Alright, Chapter 5 by Logan Wilder. Here's what I learned. Today, I'll be going over frames and framing, media representation of women in sports, and the racialized media coverage of Meghan Markle. Frames and framing. So, communicators make deliberate choices about what to include or leave out, along with language, tone, and presentation. And these choices shape the meaning of any message, whether it's planned or not. Framing involves packaging events, issues, or experiences in particular ways to influence how audiences interpret them by emphasizing certain details while marginalizing others to create salience. In both everyday situations, like writing an email or telling about your weekend, or in professional contexts, like journalism, these framing choices define how we understand topics such as homelessness and assign responsibility for social problems. Communication. And for the second one, we have media representation of women's sports. So communicators in sport media often infantilize female athletes by calling them girls or young ladies and using first names far more than last names. And you can see that in presidents too. While male athletes are more professional and respectful treatment, but they're respected. They're seen as like the top, and people idolize them a lot more than women. The media frames women's sports as less important through gender marking, inconsistent comparisons during events like marathons, emphasis on physical attributes and glamour rather than athletic achievements, and production choices that highlight bodies over performance. Because obviously women are genetically and biologically disadvantaged, so you can't really compare, just straight up running, And despite high participation rates, women's sports only receives a small percentage of coverage with poor positioning, inconsistent programming, and low production quality, leading to reduced public perception of its importance and seriousness. The WNBA gets a lot less views than the NBA, and it's also promoted a lot less. And we got women's sports right there. And finally, we have the racialized media coverage of Meghan Markle. So, media coverage of Meghan Markle frequently employs negative framing by linking her to criminality, poverty, and untrustworthiness through headlines like Straight Outta Compton and images portraying her mother in ways reminiscent of a police mugshot, contrasting sharply with more positive or neutral coverage of Kate Middleton. Racialized tropes are reinforced by making her sound greedy, aggressive, cruel, and manipulative, and she's shown a lot more in bad situations and bad emotions than good ones. And it kind of frames her as dangerous and manipulative rather than simply adjusting to real life. And to widespread public belief in unsubstantiated stories, increased media consumption, and real-world consequences include death threats, while highlighting how media choices perpetuate racist stereotypes and social inequities. And we got no racism as my photo for that one. Thanks for watching.